All right, y'all. Getting ready here. I'm gonna show Grandma what she's how she's messing up. Uh, it's not her fault, y'all. That YouTube has changed, and I don't know why they won't leave nothing alone. And I got video I'm gonna show y'all too. Now this video's for Grandma. Hey y'all, she didn't do nothing wrong. It's not her. And I went down there yesterday. Hello there. I went down there yesterday and I kinda had a hard time with it myself. And I went to her scheduled live, and her scheduled live was on vertical. But I realized, I know now, I understand it all now. I understand it all. So the scheduled live she had was on vertical. So that's why I got up and just completely doing it over. Now I went in there to get on my iPhone. It's tore up. The screen don't have no response. And Grandma, if this don't help you, I will rewrite you another paper. Why did that do that? Why did that get on something else? So I'm going to try to show you here. And like I say, let me get back focused. If I need to rewrite you another paper, I will. But I don't think I have to. So, there's something in my way here. That's stopping me from getting a head-on view. I think I got it now. So here's what's going on with Grandma, y'all. And they have recently changed this. So I'm going to go right down here at the bottom. And I'm going to click the plus. You see that red dot? See, that ain't been being there. But see, it's sitting on shorts. So that's what's getting her. It's stuck on short by default. Because that's what they want you to do. They trying to be like Steven's bunch, You know what I'm talking about? There's something in the way here, and I can't get it out of the way to save my life. All right, I can see it a little better now. So here's what you do, Grandma. See the live right here? See where it says live? You gotta click that. And then, you see it ain't showing right here it ain't showing there where to, uh, change the orientation. That means horizontal or vertical, just to be plain. So see, there's a little dot right, there's a little circle down here at the bottom that's saying more. It like more options. So I'm gonna click that. And see that right there, the orientation comes up. So I'm gonna click that. I didn't even see what happened. I didn't see what happened. I got to start again. Okay, orientation. Okay, see it's on horizontal. That's what you wanted on horizontal. Remember your last name starts with a H. You want it on horizontal for H, not vertical. You want it on horizontal. I'll just show you. I click it again, it's gonna go to vertical. I'm gonna click it again. You want it on horizontal right there. Okay, so then everything's the same. Once you get it on horizontal. Now, remember to click your pencil here. And I took a thumbnail that you didn't understand what I done yesterday. You thought it was going to be a little picture. But I don't know how it does it. But it'll take, with this phone being vertical just like it is, it'll take a 16 by 9 picture. So the thumbnail that I took of you yesterday was done like this right here. I'm fitting to show you. So I'm going to click the pencil. That's the first thing you do. I'm going to click the pencil. And see right there at the bottom it says take thumbnail. So I'm going to click take the thumbnail. Okay, and then that's it. From there, your paper should work fine. So see here, here's my title and everything. If you want to take another thumbnail, click the pencil there and take another one. Or just keep doing what you're doing, you know. And that's it, you know. You know, put your title in here. Go down and schedule your video here. Same as you've been doing. You follow that paper from here. The paper me and Tammy's got you written up. You follow it from there. And I mean, I don't know why they can't leave this stuff alone. But they can't. I guess, I mean, I don't understand why they, don't you know that like, hey y'all, listen. Grandma is very smart. Uh, she just is not no tech. And the least little thing I understand how her mind works. She's actually more like me that if you give her some baling wire or some, uh, you know, pine straw string that you bale pine straw with, or a hammer, or a shovel, I mean, you can put her against everybody, anybody, y'all. And I just ain't no shame in this. But some people is real book smart, and some people are real like me and Grandma. That's like more uh, physical and mentally doing things. And I guess it's whoever the person is, you know. But I personally think that it's better to be uh I just don't think book smart's what you want to be. But like in, a lot of people that's book smart, they don't know how to put jumper cables on a car. They don't they don't have the physical abilities to do things like a lot of people. And then somebody book smart can read something one time. And see, I've got a little combination of both. I got a lot of regular, like what Grandma is, fixing a lawnmower, uh, fixing a chainsaw. This chainsaw right here, I bought it at a yard sale and I brought it home and fixed it. And a bunch of stuff. We used to buy computers and at yard sales and fix them and sell them. But not being book smart ain't the end of the world. It's actually better. It's actually probably a little better down here in Georgia. And then you got some people like, you know, that really don't have a lot of common sense. That's all Grandma has. That's mostly all she has is common sense. And while I'm talking about Grandma, you know, there's a big demand for what you do and for who you are and what you are. I don't know how you could see things different. We are online, and there's always going to be people that's saying stuff. There's always going to be that. And you just can't pay no attention. And I understand you wanting people to have freedom of speech, but let them go somewhere else with their stupidity. Block them. You know, if they saying something just stupid, block them. If they saying something you know ain't right, see, you know what you are and what your heart is. I know what mine is. Everybody watching knows what their own heart is. And I mean, there's just such a thing as mean people. And it's actually worse when you're not face to face. People will say and do stuff that they wouldn't ordinarily do. Oh, well, somebody calling Tammy there. I got her phone out here. So, you don't worry about quitting or they're getting too old to do it. You seen, I was down there yesterday and it tricked me. But see, I don't do a whole lot of videos off the phone, and then like I'm not even paying that no attention, that like what I showed you. I'm not even paying that no attention. I look at it and instantly know to click live, just like, and then I'm not even paying no attention. And I mean, I guess I didn't realize it, but that's YouTube has that by default. They have that vertical by default. That's what they want you to do. So they can be like their big, who they want to be is the double T. That's what they're doing. I mean, that double T is real successful. Real successful. And they trying to be like them. And there's still a lot of us like you and me and a lot of other people. We don't want to watch no little screen. And we don't all watch on a telephone. But on a telephone, I guess I should say a cell phone. For somebody that's watching, vertical on a cellular phone, the screen is perfect for them. And there's a lot of people that like to watch on TV. And they don't want to see them black lines on each side. And then that vertical business ain't too good neither. It ain't. It brings a bunch of hoodlums in there. I mean, and then there's simply, you can sometimes put it on horizontal and it'll go vertical. I done it. I think last video I done, I put it on horizontal. I know like what to do about it. But other than this, restarting it, I just went ahead vertical. It's not really a big deal to my channel. Because we don't make that much money. Anyway. Hold your head up there, Grandma. You got a bunch of people that will fight for you. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about the chat quite so much. Just get on there and talk. Because that's actually what you do best, is talk. And you don't have to worry about the chat. You do what I showed you here, and everything will be fine. If you, hey, we was getting ready to go fishing the other day, yesterday, and we went. But like Tammy come in there and told me she thought you was having a hard time getting on there. You know, you can't call me, you know. I'm not always looking at the when you go live and hey man, half the time I don't even know what day it is. Sometimes I don't even know what the month is. I ain't joking neither. That's not a joke. Keep doing what you're doing. You ain't got all them subscribers by luck. If you got them by luck, everybody'd have them. You had 500 people watching yesterday. At this minute right here I'm on there, I got 49 people. Now, I did just go, it makes a difference if you schedule a video or not. It does make a difference. But with you, I don't know if it makes very much difference. Because you have a certain time that you go on. And everybody knows it. Everybody that watches you, they know what that time is. Everybody. And actually YouTube likes that. That's called being consistent. And you know, and I know that being consistent is important. But I'm like Elvis. I had to get up and wake up and see how I feel. Some days I feel all right. Some days I don't. Some days I don't, you know, I mean, I guess everybody's like that a little bit. And I get these messages popping up here, y'all. You keep doing what you're doing. Quit worrying so much. There's a plenty of people that don't have a clue how to get on YouTube. And then 88 years old is probably less than, I guarantee you, it's probably like 1/4%. And I don't even know if it's 1/4%. 88 years old. Oh, overall, you're doing good. The people, hey, here's the deal. Here's what I say all the time. People that like you. And they don't care. They know you'll get it in a minute. They don't care if you got 2 or 3 lives scheduled. They know that you'll get it in a minute. But you never quit. You never quit. You keep going. Hey, in my head, I done quit 10 times. And I have quit before. You know what I mean? Hey, we get tired of it sometimes. But we do make a little bit of money. And we need that little bit of money that we do get. Oh, them people that need blocking, block them. Quit taking people out of the bin that's in the block bin. Because you've let some bad actors out of the bin. Don't assume they are innocent. And sometimes they'll get a hold of you and act like they innocent. But they ain't. I've seen that. A lot of people wish they could do it. And you already got it all. You've already got it all. If you run into any heavy duty trouble, you've always got me. That's it, y'all. Hey, I'm going to show y'all what I done yesterday. We did go to the river yesterday. And the most enjoyable day at the river I ever had. Or have since we've been fishing. We didn't catch that many fish. We caught some. But man, I was sitting in my office chair in the boat, had my feet reared back over there, had my phone. Stephen was out there. We had these boats sitting side by side. Always. I did have some trouble though. See this guide right here? I got this back guide. See, I got a rope tied to it. I ran over that yesterday because my motor ain't running good. And it's shutting off. I'm fitting to fix that. I'm fitting to weld that right there up. And then I'm going to fix the idling on the motor. Oh, yeah. I know a bunch of y'all missed it. And I told you my back ain't hurting like it was. And we went fishing yesterday. We was out there till 6 o'clock. And got home. Papa Bear come. Stephen came over and went on the double T live. And I played the drums almost every song until he quit. Oh, y'all, I'm doing good. And hey, I was actually like what I was saying about Grandma. Actually, like I might just damn quitting. You know, too old. for this stuff. Working on this, working on that. Damn, you know what I mean? Working on everything all the time. And look, I mean, you know, I've still got the ongoing thing with my air conditioning. Then my exhaust blowed out on my truck. Sound like a log truck. James come over here, tore it down where I couldn't drive it, and then quit. And didn't come back. He still ain't called or nothing. That was with Tammy taking him to court. Tammy going and picking him up. Tammy taking him home. Tammy feeding him. Letting him work. Creating work for him to work. You know, like when you help somebody, son, every time. Every time. And I wouldn't have been able to go to the river yesterday. My truck was tore apart. I had the motor mount out of it. Stephen come over here and put it back together. And I mean, I wouldn't have been able to go. But I can't hardly do that stuff no more, y'all. When I hurt my back, for one thing, you know, I lost strength in my arms. And especially my left arm. You know, I mean, it don't feel strong. You know how you can ball your fist up and kind of like tighten up your muscles in your arm? I mean, it don't feel strong like it used to, you know. But I've got a welder. I'm fitting when I get off here, I'm going to get over there and weld that up, fix that. Then I'm going to drag the water hose over here and fix my motor from idling the way it's doing. When you put it in neutral, it'll shut off, and that's the reason I ran over that. Tammy, your phone's laying over there. Dina called you. So you see what I'm talking about? I mean, man, like hell, always working on something. All the time. And I get tired of that. I get tired of working on stuff all the time. And Stephen says sometimes, you know, what would you do if you was old? You know, that's where if you got plenty of money, you can just pay somebody to do all this stuff. If you got plenty of money. But like, how many people you know got plenty of money? You know, I might have said this, I might have, I might not. You know, sometimes you don't know what you thought of about or just you actually said it, but like, this is raising people buying new stuff, y'all. And hoping, you know, that it lasts. And I get so tired of having to do stuff every day. Every day. So last night at the concert, let me get this in before, because I done thought about it and I'm about to forget it again. On the double T, I have friends that come from YouTube to watch, and they got blocked or muted. And I told Stephen over a month ago that he had a problem over there. That's the reason his audience is down. So let me tell you, this is something you'll understand. And see, when I went over there, I got muted. I got blocked. The first words out of my mouth, I got blocked. When I first went over there. I ain't never said nothing on there. I ain't never chatted in my life. First thing I put, I got blocked. And it ain't like YouTube. You get blocked over there, you can't even see. But they can mute you or block you. They blocked me first thing. And then I know other people from YouTube that's got blocked that I'm friends with. And it made them mad as hell too. Oh, I told Stephen one of my friends got blocked last night. I said, I told you I thought that was a problem. And he looked it up. I used my moderator tools 2 times in the last 7 days. The other person he has doing it used theirs 107 times in the last 7 days. I blocked or muted 2 people. The other person did it 107 times in 7 days. Now let me tell you something other that I found out to be true. I worked at a market. You would have picky customers come in there. And I told my daddy, I've worked with my daddy. Woman like giving me a hard time stuff, and hell, go get the meat out of the case and buy what you want, Like, damn, like, why she gotta have this like this and this like that and everything? And I told him I didn't like that woman. And he said sometimes them people turn out to be your best customers. And that woman was a faithful. She come to that market every week. And that was true. She was one of the best customers that we had. And also, it's like add on the double T too. Not every person is a bad person. And, y'all, I got blocked. First thing I see it. First thing I chatted, I got blocked. But there's people getting blocked that are not all bad. Like, for example, they liable to be somebody, they liable to get on there and say, well, what did you do with your money that that you had for singing lessons. All I would say something about me playing the drums. Sometimes people's kidding. And sometimes things are took wrong. And I've seen stuff that like I just knew that it was a slap. And then somebody got on there and said, well, I think they might have been talking about this. And I got to thinking about it and thinking about it. And I do believe it was like what the person on YouTube was explaining. It wasn't like the way it sounded. That's just a thought. And, I was telling y'all the other day about the Woolworth man. You go in this store a long time ago. You go in this store and you tell the man what you want, and he goes over there and gets it. All the stuff is behind the counter. He goes and gets it. And they found out that like people that is free that can walk down the aisle and you ain't got to ask for this and ask for that. Spend more money. That Woolworth guy, he figured that out. That's the way the shopping is, you see, to this day. But I worked at this meat market that like was old fashioned. And I'm sure a bunch of y'all remember it. You just go in there and say, I want 2 pounds of hamburger meat. And they dip it out of the case you're looking in. It's a closed case. You can look through the glass, but you can't reach in there and get what you want. You tell the man what you want. And I worked at a place like that. The most successful place in Dublin and they done things like they done 100 years ago. And that's what I done was waited on people. And, some people come in there and buy a whole pork loin, pork chops, a whole one. And you go back there and get them a pork loin and slice it up, weigh it, then slice it up, and, put it on the table and put a little white piece of paper under a big piece of paper and wrap it up. You write down the amount of money that it is with a marker. And hey, that was the most successful business in Dublin. And then, just to throw this in, I would go to dinner and come back and have 6 or 7 women waiting on me to come back from dinner. I hated that too. But you gotta be smiles and how you doing? You gotta, like for example, they liable to be 5 women in there waiting for me to come back from dinner and nobody else doing nothing. And I'm working my butt off, getting each one of them what they want. I say, see, like the other man, he would try to piss people off. That'd make him mad if you got 30 pounds of pork chops right there in the case, and they want you to cut some new ones. He would go in there and pick out a tough pork loin because he was that kind of a shit ass. And he would give them tough pork chops on purpose. That made him mad that you didn't pick none out of the case. You want somebody like that working for you? That's doing your customers like that? And see, what that tough pork loin that he went out there and picked, they would have took it and put it in sausage, y'all. It come off of a boar hog, an old boar hog. That's what he went in there and got for that woman. And you can't be like that. And you know, I've always been a good worker, y'all. And I didn't ever get in an argument with people. Hey, man, you just do what they say do. You just, whatever they tell you, you just do what they say. They want it the way they want it, and that's the way it is. You don't want to piss every customer you got off coming in there waiting on them. And that man, hell, he's getting arguments with the boss. He was a good worker, but he had a bad temper. But he was a good worker. But like it pissed him off if you made him have to go cut more pork chops. And I mean, hell, man, if somebody wants more pork chops, go get a pork loin and cut them up, whatever they want. And, that's kind of like what I was talking about the double T. Hell, man, you can't block every damn body that comes in. I told Stephen about that. Too many people getting blocked. See, you had about 300 people watching at one time. I mean, that woman's just blocking the hell out of people. And I mean, it makes people mad when they get blocked. And they won't hardly come back. You block somebody, they won't hardly come back. And I mean, you can't just have an idiot blocking people. And I mean, you gotta have like you gotta use a little common sense. And you have to look over some stuff. Hey, I mean, and Steven's got thick skin, y'all. And so somebody might say, he got blocked on account of the women. Oh, man, listen, it's good for, y'all might not believe this, but it's good to have some bullshit going on your channel. It's good for business to have some bullshit going on. But that woman's like the sheriff that's doing his job a little bit too good. And, a channel that's running smooth and everything. And I mean, that's your normal. But if you got people coming in there raising hell and saying stuff and doing it, hell, man, that people will stick around and watch that. Except for him. People, they want to know what's going on. He's got a moderator just blocking the hell out of people. Like they did me. And that's my son. You know damn well I ain't got on there and done nothing like I wasn't supposed to be doing. She blocked the hell out of me, boy, and other people too. And I had a good many people from YouTube to go in there last night. One of them got blocked. And I'm sure there's more. We was on a roll last night now. Tammy said, your back wasn't hurt? I said, not much. She asked me that this morning. Y'all, I mean, Grandma, if you need me to write you another paper up, I will do it. But what I think you ought to do is you watch the first of this video and you write it down in your own words. And then when you get, a certain amount, then you go buy the paper that Tammy wrote up for you. Oh, y'all, Tammy, she done a cooking video this morning. That was a surprise to me. I was actually out here, filming Stephen working on that truck. And when I went in the house, she was getting the camera set up to fry them fish. Which was I thought she wasn't going to do that no more. But, and them fish is good too, boy. Them jokers is good now. I told Stephen about it, and he said, I might buy me some of them. I said, them jokers is good now. The prettiest fillets you ever seen in your life. And I know what they doing with them. That place is like a wholesale. It's a wholesale place. And it's like where little stores around go buy it. But also, you don't have to have a business to go in there and buy. So I know what they doing. They sell into restaurants. And, people like Tammy. And you can go in there and buy. You remember the cans like they used to have at schoolyard? A big gallon can. You can buy a gallon can of Hunt's tomato ketchup. You can buy big amounts. Or they got little amounts too. You can buy cigarettes there. But it's a wholesale store. It's pretty good. Matter of fact, that market I was talking about, that I worked at where you wait on people, that's where they got their groceries from. It's the place I'm telling you about now. They would call and make an order and they would deliver them, I mean, it wasn't it was mostly just a place you could buy meat and country cured meat and fat bag and, country ham. Y'all remember you remember you've ate that salty country ham before? That's kind of what we specialized in. He didn't sell nothing on the cow. Nothing. It was all hog. Like the damnedest place you ever seen in your life. When you started working there in the morning time there, you would be hustling all day, waiting on people. And then at times we would run out that meat case we had there. We would run out of everything in there. Sometimes we would just have to stop while people was waiting in there and fill that case up. So if the case runs out of meat, it kind of ain't too much fun walking to the cooler and picking up a few neck bones and then take them to the saw and cut them up. And then somebody else that wants neck bones in a few minutes later, you have to walk back to the cooler and get 3 or 4 neck bones and cut them up for them. Where in that case, we would have them already cut up. Danny is still Danny, Michelle, right? Yeah, I probably ain't gonna change very much, y'all. But this right here is me in real life. I think people think I have a bad temper, but I don't. And look here, you can make me mad now. But as far as like just being uh, somebody that walks around half mad all the time, that ain't me, y'all. But like, you can make me mad. You know, you can make me mad if you want to. Look at Tammy out there. She's killing them stumps, them tree stumps, so they won't grow back. She's just piddling. I said, why are you doing all that? She said, 'cause I want to. I said, okay. I mean, as long as I ain't got to get out there and do that stuff, if she wants to get out there and piddle, that's fine with me. uh, I guess that's about everything, y'all. Everything on my mind. Yeah, she likes to do that stuff. She's Tammy's a worker. She likes to stay busy. And I got to get over there and get busy myself. I hate having to do that. I actually need a little bit of help on that weld. I need somebody to hold that thing for me. Put it back in the spot it goes. And weld it again. Try not to run over it again. Boy, that was, I ain't played them drums in a long time, y'all. What do you do about helping people, y'all? When everybody you help, you wind up regretting it. What do you do about that? Tammy taking James to court. Remember one morning, it wasn't raining a little bit, it was raining a lot, and there was tornado warnings and everything. I said, Tammy, wait a few minutes and see if it slacks down. She said, it can't be late. And y'all, she took him to court and waited up there with him so she could bring his ass back home just for him to do us wrong. That's pretty shitty, ain't it, y'all? Grandma, if you need my help, I'm right here and I don't mind helping you. If you need me to write you up a brand new paper, let me know and me and Tammy will do it. I appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all later.